Hey guys, happy February. Wanted to come to you today to talk to you about something that is really important to me, something that I can get a little long-winded about because I get so excited about it. But before I do that, I did want to talk about the market just a little bit. Right now in Greenville, inventory is down 25%, and at the same time, sales are up 25%. And so overall, what that means for you guys is that if you've thought about selling, now is the time to get top dollar. Days on market is down that same about 25%. This time last year we were at about 60 days on market average. We're at 45 now for all of Greenville. And so now is the time if you're looking to sell quickly, or if you want to contact me, maybe we have a buyer in the pipeline that would be willing to do an extended closing, that we could give you 2 or 3 months to find something else or make other plans. And so if you've thought about selling, now is the time to go ahead and do that, because the market, just supply and demand, there is no supply and there's a ton of demand. So if you want to be a part of the solution to that problem, let us know. We'd love to help. Number 2, quick announcement. We are having a taco night. We thought about calling it what day before Tuesday taco night, because everybody says Taco Tuesday. But on Monday the 22nd, we are having a taco night at Willie Taco downtown, and you should be getting an invite for that in your mailboxes over the course of the next couple of days. And I think there's going to be a link below as well to go ahead and sign up for that if you'd like to. We're going to have some options for people who would like to do a pickup. We're going to do 2 separate times as well so we can stay socially distanced. But we wanted to see you guys, have a welcome to 2021 kind of taco night. Everybody have a little fun. So that should be great. So now the topic that I wanted to talk to you guys about that's really dear to my heart is just about budgeting and finance. And we're going to be really quick on this. If you want to talk more about this is something I could talk about all day. But I got a couple of books here, some people that we've read through and kind of followed along the way. But to me, the desire is really just to share the knowledge that I've gained through reading and just experience and different things that I've done. Just so that I can help the people out that I'm in contact with. And Dave Ramsey, somebody that we follow really closely that you guys are really familiar with, always talks about people getting out of debt and changing their family tree. And so that's just a phrasing that's stuck with me, is helping people to make the right financial decisions so that they can help change their financial family tree. And so some of the ones we've got here today that I wanted to go through. The first I've got is Robert Kiyosaki. Just word of warning, if you read through Cash Flow, let's see, I got Rich Dad Poor Dad here. If you read through Rich Dad Poor Dad, that's going to make you want to buy an investment property like yesterday. And so just be aware that he is very aggressive, has been very successful with that, but he's going to make you want to buy a house to use as income property like tomorrow. So that is a great book. It talks about just the mindset of earning money through investment property and some other things, and just kind of not going by the standard and doing things a little bit out of what we would call the ordinary. So Rich Dad Poor Dad, great book. And then we got Cash Flow Quadrant as well. As we talked about, Dave Ramsey is a huge influence on our lives and our business. Mandy and I went through Total Money Makeover back whenever, right after we had Lily. We were in debt, and one day Mandy handed me this book from the church library, and I read through it in a day and really identified with a lot of the principles that are in it. And so over the course of the next 16 months, we paid off all of our debt. Mandy wanted to move from the house that we were in at that point, and I said, we can't do that until we pay off all the debt. So gave her a finish line, and those of you that know Mandy, you give her a task and a finish line, she's going to do it. So we got that done in 16 months, and just as Dave, as I said before, we've kind of changed our family tree because of the decisions that we made at that point. So Dave Ramsey starts out with the baby steps, going through with a $1,000 emergency fund for you to get through baby steps 2 and then 3. Baby step 2 is paying off all your debt using the snowball effect. And so that was what we did over the course of those 16 months. And then saving up an emergency fund that's a good 3 to 6 months of expenses. And so that's something that we went through right after paying off the debt. After that, you got 4, 5, and 6 that people do kind of all together. And that's saving for college, saving for retirement, and then also paying off the house. And then baby step 7 is the one that everybody gets excited about, and that Dave Ramsey calls living like no one else and giving like no one else. And it's something that we look forward to as we are close to paying off our house and are looking at the different things that we can do with giving and supporting our community once that's done. So Dave Ramsey, great organization, and something that we've got a couple of books here, more than enough. And then one other, Chris Hogan is one of the Dave Ramsey personalities that talks, and this is a book that he wrote a couple years ago called Everyday Millionaires. And so it's a really good inspirational book. And it's something I like about the Total Money Makeover as well, is that it goes through different stories of families who have gone through the process. They've paid off debt. And then specifically with Everyday Millionaires, this is a book of just everyday people. Nobody that was studied in this book made over $100,000. They made just an ordinary wage throughout their life, and it just talked about the ways that they budgeted, they saved, they invested in certain things, and then by the end of the book, or excuse me, by the end of their story, they've become millionaires because of the different things that they've done wisely with their money. And so it was just a really inspirational book to read through. Again, none of these people, I mean, there was one story about a teacher in here that made $30,000 a year. These were mill workers. These were just people that worked with their hands, worked on the farm, did things like that, and just saved and budgeted really well. And then something that our team is going through right now that I did want to bring. This is a newer book. It was just written last year called The Psychology of Money. And it's not specifically telling you anything specifically to or to not to do with your money, but it's just more talking about the psychology around money and how some people use money, how other people use money. And one of the big principles in here that it talks about is just compounding, and how getting started early is a huge deal. It talks about Warren Buffett started investing, I think, when he was 10 years old. And so just the history of him investing, and I don't think he had his first $1 million in investing until he was in his 30s. So he'd been investing for 20 years at that point. And then it's something like, I'd have to go back and look, something like 90% of his wealth has been earned after he retired, like reached retirement age. And so like the last 10 or 15 years. And so we look at him as like the grandfather of investing or whatever, but really he's just made most of his money off of compounding. And then another big thing that it talks about in here is just about luck and how much we don't have control over some of the things that happen, and that we can't give ourselves too much credit for the things that are good that happened, and we also can't give ourselves too much blame for the things that maybe didn't go our way. And so just an interesting view of some different concepts with money. So another great book that we're actually reading as a team right now, because I thought it was great to just have that mindset overall. So again, if these are conversations that you're having around your house, things you want some insight on, it's something that I get really excited about. I do research on. I have tons of nerdy spreadsheets on my computer, all that kind of stuff. And so if this is something that interests you and you want to have a conversation, would love to reach out and chat about that as well. I want the best for you guys. I want you guys to be able to change your family tree for the better financially. And we love talking about it. We love helping people on the real estate side, because that is a huge portion of a lot of people's investment. That's sometimes the biggest transaction that they will ever be involved in, and being able to help out on that side is something that we love. So if you have any questions on any of that, reach out. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a great rest of the month, and look forward to seeing many of you on Tuesday the 22nd at Willie Taco Night downtown. So have a great rest of the month. Talk to you soon.